Hey there, future engineers and innovators. Welcome. Today, we are diving into an absolutely epic academic adventure. We're going to break down the quest to conquer one of India's toughest but most rewarding examinations, the Joint Entrance Examination, or, you know it, the JEE.
So I want you to think about this not just as some scary exam, but more like a massive, high-stakes strategy game. It's a journey that's going to test your knowledge for sure, but also your endurance and your tactical thinking. So the real question is, are you ready to play?
And what's a great game without a grand prize at the end, right? Well, the ultimate reward for this quest is getting into the legendary Indian Institutes of Technology. And believe me, these are so much more than just colleges. They are world-famous hubs of innovation, excellence, and honestly, an incredible campus life. Okay, so what's the big deal with IITs, really? Well, officially, they were created to be this powerhouse of scientific and technical knowledge for the country. They're literally designed to create the sharpest, most motivated engineers and scientists who go on to change the world. That's the legacy you're aiming to be a part of. Every great quest has to start with a training montage, right? And for the JEE, your training grounds can open up way earlier than you might think. We're talking middle school. Let's get into why starting early can be a total game changer. This is the million-dollar question for so many students and, of course, their parents. While, yeah, the super intense prep really ramps up in classes 11 and 12, laying that groundwork early on can give you a massive, massive advantage. And that's exactly what foundation courses in middle school are for. They help you get way ahead of the curve by building a really solid base in physics, chemistry, and math. Trust me, when you get to class 11, you'll be so glad you did, because you'll grasp those advanced topics so much more easily. But, and this is so important, here's a piece of wisdom from someone who's actually been through the grind. The whole point of starting early isn't to study 24/7, no way. It's about brain training, really understanding the why behind things, not just memorizing formulas. The last thing you want is to burn out before the main event even starts. It's all about that balance. All right, now that we've covered the training, let's talk about the main event itself. See, the JEE isn't just one big exam. It's a two-tiered challenge. You gotta think of it as level 1, and then the final boss battle. This slide breaks it down perfectly. JEE Main is like the qualifier round. It's all about how fast and accurate you are with the core stuff. But JEE Advanced, whoa, that's the championship. It's a much deeper challenge designed to test if you can really think critically and solve complex problems. You have to beat level 1 just to get a shot at level 2. And this table right here, it gives you the hard facts. Just look at the differences. Who can even play? And how many lives or attempts you get. JEE Main gives you more chances, but for Advanced, you only get 2 shots, and that's only if you're one of the top players from Main. The stakes are just so much higher in that final round.
So, to conquer these arenas, you're going to need the right gear, and in this quest, your weapons are your books. Let's figure out how to build the ultimate toolkit for success without getting totally overwhelmed.
For physics, think of H.C. Verma as your essential training manual. It builds that strong foundation. But once you've got the basics down and you're ready for the boss-level problems, that's when you bring out IE Iridov. And never, ever forget your starting gear, the NCERT textbooks. They're absolutely crucial. Chemistry is all about having the right potions in your inventory. MS Chauhan is going to be your guide through the maze of organic chemistry, while J.D. Lee is your go-to for mastering inorganic. And for all those tricky calculations in physical chemistry, R.C. Mukherjee has got your back. Okay, ready to level up your math game? These books here, especially classics like S.L. Loney and Holland Knight, are like the secret scrolls that toppers have been using for decades. They don't just teach you formulas, they actually teach you how to think like a real mathematician. But listen, here's a huge piece of strategic advice. It is not about having a library with 100 books. It's about mastering a few really good ones. Seriously, you are so much better off solving one great book from cover to cover than just skimming through 10. Quality over quantity. That's your mantra.
All right, so you've got your armory of books, but having the weapons is only half the battle, right? Knowing how to use them is everything. So now let's talk about your daily game plan, your strategy for the long haul.
Your daily training should revolve around these 4 pillars. First, know your battlefield. That means understanding the syllabus inside and out. Second, you gotta manage your time like it's the most valuable resource you have. Third, revision is absolutely non-negotiable. And finally, mock tests, those are your sparring sessions. They get you ready for the real fight. So how much time does all this take? Well, most experts will tell you that 6 to 7 hours of actually focused, phone in another room, distraction-free study is the sweet spot. It's not about the hours you're sitting there, it's about the quality of your concentration. And here is a pro tip for keeping that focus. Please remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Taking short, regular breaks is so important. Think of it like your energy bar in a video game. You gotta let it recharge. A quick 10-minute break can totally reset your brain and keep you going. Okay, you have trained for years, you've equipped your armory, and you have mastered your game plan. Now, it is time to face the final boss, the actual exam day. How you perform in those few hours is what it all comes down to. This is your battle plan for when you're in the exam hall. First, quickly scan the whole battlefield to see what you're up against. Then, go for the easy wins. Knock those out first to build your confidence and score some quick points. Then, you can go back and tackle the titans, the really tough questions. And if you have any time left, a final review can help you catch silly mistakes.
So there you have it, the complete guide to your IIT quest. You know the prize, you know the training grounds, you know the arenas, and you've got the strategy. The path is laid out right in front of you. The only thing left to do is begin. Are you ready to press start?